Hey guys, so I'm going to take a deep dive into prospecting for clients. Tools and techniques that you can use in order to help you with prospecting. So, in this case, we're going to go ahead and do a little data mining for marketers, and we're going to grab a crap ton of data. And for this, we're going to go inside of Zillow, and the objective is to get us a database just like this of the entire United States zip codes. So we have all the zip code listed here, and how to rank them either by size rank. We can organize them by median household income, which is what I'm doing here in this case, so that you can have control over who you can, what types of businesses you want to target. So at this point, you may or may not know what industry that you want to help yet, and that's okay, because right now having this, you kind of feel more equipped to have access to data. So having this, you feel prepared. So all you need to do, you just go to Google and you type in Zillow zip code database, and actually what you're looking for is this right here, the housing data within Zillow. And you're going to get this website here, and there are different ways to organize the data. It's a lot of information, and for my needs, in this case, I'm going to grab the housing value, and we're going to grab it for all the properties because I'm a bit greedy, and this actually meets my needs. What I'm using the data for. If if you need different types of information, go ahead and check out the different bits that you have here. Let's say your market revolves around knowing rental income or rental prices. You can go ahead and use this one. But in this case, I'm looking for homeowners and using the household value in order to determine whether or not that sort of zip code is meets my target demographics. So from here, we pick how we want to filter the data, and in this case, by zip code is what I want. And then you click download, you'll get a CSV. And once you get this, I tend to like to just start with the data kind of ready in place in here and organized. But there are some things that you're going to need to see. You'll be a little unsure what to do with the data once it comes in. And you can see here, this is a 34 megabyte spreadsheet. CSV file. So CSV is a text document. So that's 35 megabytes of text is a lot. And you can see that, well, actually, it's taking a little longer to download because I am on VPN. Let's get off of VPN, disconnect, and I think this will be faster for me. So let's try that again. Back. Let's close you. I don't know why it's showing that. Download. Ready, steady, go. All right, so just give me a moment here, and it'll connect again. So we'll try that one more time. Boom. 35 megabytes seems a lot longer when you're on a very slow internet connection. Okay, so I have the file and I downloaded it twice. So right now we're just going to go ahead into Google Drive because this is how I like to play with my data. So here I'm just going to upload. Let's go ahead here, upload, and this is just going to be a text doc, or let's see, will it even do it? There we go. So it's uploading. You get to see I've done this a few times. Um, let's. I hate to keep you guys waiting. There we go. It's loading. Go. So what we're going to take a look at, we're going to take a look at how to what the data is going to look like and what sort of things we're going to do in order to massage it to to look correct, or to massage it to look the way that we like. All right, so there we go. It's here. Then we're going to open with Google Sheets. Let's take a look at what this will be like. Cool. So the first thing that we're going to do is try to lighten the load of the sheet itself. The sheet is, again, mega huge. We're looking at the data for all the zip codes, but we're going back, I think, 2 or 3 decades worth of data. So the values, the zip code values, you have an appreciation from where where the housing values were. I think maybe back into the 90s up into a current date, and it's not just by year; it's by month, I believe. So you have. This is why the document is so massive. And this sort of thing is can be helpful for some people. For most, it's going to be overkill. But if you're looking at maybe doing something with insurance, you're working with insurance companies, and you want to, or yeah, you want to target zip codes that appreciated a certain amount within a certain area. Maybe this would be helpful for you. I'm just kind of thinking on the fly, but what having such deep history would mean, and how helpful that can be. I really haven't found a use for it, but to each to own. And I don't have a reason why this is loading so slowly. Besides that, it's a lot of data, and I'm on a slow machine. Mm, So while that's going, what we'll be taking a look at once it loads, we'll be creating a pivot table. Well, let's just look at the fields here that we have. The main ones, the main players that I have. The zip code is really the main one. But what's also interesting to have is the metro area. So this is like saying the Houston area, not just Houston itself, but all the surrounding suburbs would be considered a would be considered within the metro area. Um, and obviously, let's see. So having the zip code and then having the metro, this is helpful. And obviously, over here, you're going to have the year and month, and this is the median household income for that zip code. So valuable info. Let's see if this is no. We'll just skip this a bit. Maybe if you guys really need, if you have questions, you can just ask what to do with that data. But really, you're just going to select all the rows that you don't need and you just delete. You can imagine how many rows, how much data that can be. So once you have it up into this point, you'll need to be comfortable creating a pivot table. So this is what's over here. Boop. So this is what I have here. So pivot tables, they can be intimidating, but just like anything else, they're not so bad once you get to know them. Or maybe they're worse. So we have the data, and we're just going to go to data pivot table. It's going to create a new, based off of what you want to do. I want to do this in a new sheet. So you're going to create a new tab down here. And it's asking what range. So I selected the range in advance, but if you wanted to change that, you can do that now, or you can do it later even. So now we have our pivot table created, yay! So what we want to do, we want to select what rows we want to have. So how do we want this information labeled? And you can do this in different ways. You can just do it by, so if you want things to be categorized like I have it here, so here you get to see I have the county name and then the zip codes in the county. So you get to see, in this case, you can see which zip codes, which counties have the most zip codes in here. But let's go ahead and just get the zip code data. Just zip code data. Let's do it the bare minimum, and then we can go from there. So right now, I just want zip code, and then you get to see it lists all the zips here. And then I also want a column of the price, the value. Let's see, did I do it? Okay. Nope, it's saying, what are you doing? So in this case, I jacked up. We can just put them all in here in the rows section. The order that they're listed is actually important. So here we have the zip code, and then we have the median household value. Now, if I wanted to group by a larger, something like a larger category, then you need to put that one first. So in this case, cities, let's see, zip code would be bigger than city, I would imagine, yep. So in this case, we'll do state. So this isn't going to look like anything useful here, but the second I drag state and bring it up, you get to see this is how it will be grouped. Well, anyway, I just wanted to do zip code and value, so we'll do that. I don't want to show totals. That's going to get rid of this row over here. Okay. So all I want to do is add a filter. Anything in here that's below a certain value, then I don't want to show it. So we're going to go ahead and add a filter. We'll do this one, and then we'll do filter by condition. We'll pick custom formula is, or that's not what I want. I want is greater than or equal to. Let's do buck, buck. There we go. Greater than or equal to this value. So here there are 341 records. Oh, it's showing all items. Greater than or equal to. Uh, so let's try that. We'll hit OK. This number should get shorter. 341. Okay, cool. So there's nothing in here that's 10 million. So let's go and maybe bring this down to 2 million. Cool. So these are the zip codes with a median household value of 2 million or more. So this is how you can filter out the data. Now from here, you can just copy and paste and put this in a list of some sort like I did over here. So here I wanted to have the zip code, the city, and the state. So that was important for my particular need, and this is because I was bringing this into a scraper, where it does a Google search saying, okay, this zip code. I'm looking for Brazilian blowout in this zip code, and I did that for all of these zip codes. There's like 250, something like that. 271, and these are the 271 zip codes that are $1 million and more. They're not the top. Well, it's not necessarily by rank, but this is my threshold is set at 1 million median household plus. So let's see. Did this ever open? No. So denied. That's a no-go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So if we look at the different pivot tables, I have different pivot tables here. You get to see I have it organized. I have county name, zip code, and I have the size rank and the household value. median household value here. This is what I found to be helpful. And here you get to see I have Contra Costa. This is within California, and these are all the zip codes here. So having the pivot table itself and being able to make them gives you a little more feeling of control. And if a problem comes up, you'll have this tool that you can go back to. In one of my next videos, I'm going to go in deeper and talk about the psychology of niching down, why it is so helpful. But before that, we're going to look at relevance and a bit of human physiology and psychology, and that will lead into niching down. Cool. So thanks, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help, and hope we're having a good day. Bye.